Today we're going to talk about foil highlighting. Foil highlighting has been very popular since the early 90s. Before that we'd always use like a hook and a cap on the hair and pull the highlights out. And then when foiling came out, we had so many more freedoms and so many more techniques you could do. And of course now we're doing like balayage techniques and all kinds of different ones. So today we're going to talk about highlights. If you see in the trends, you can see this girl, she's had some highlights before and they're quite thick. Thick highlights really aren't in right now. So more of a baby light is in. So what you're going to do is you've got your sectioning done here with your universal sectioning. I start at the back because again the hair is more coarser at the back in texture and tends to take longer to process. Also, if I'm working with a lightener and all of a sudden I look and I'm like, oh, she's processed already, this needs to come off, I can easily take my client and just remove the ones in the back without touching the front, whereas if I start at the front and I tried to rinse it off, I'd get all the back all wet. So, baby lights. Now, you're going to take your foil and you're going to cut it to be about the length of the hair. Okay, doesn't matter shiny side in or flat side in. That doesn't make any difference to it at all. You're going to take your section. I like to slice a very fine section at first, and then I like to go in and I like to weave my section out of the section that I sliced. That way it keeps me pretty steady and I'm not apt to go too far into my section. Okay, so there's my section that I've weaved. I like to fold over this way. Some people like to fold it that way, and there is an advantage to doing that, but I've just always done it this way, so it's more natural for me. So I fold it over the comb. I put the comb down against the hairline, against the root area, and I pull this hair over top. Now, I don't want to let this go. Yeah, I pull the comb out, and then I take a little bit of my product and I lay it down onto the hair. Again, you're going to be practicing this with conditioner at first, okay? I don't want to blop a big amount right around the root area. I want to just lay it first down onto the hair here. That's going to hold it so it's not going to slip anymore. And then I can come down and I can apply my color all the way down. I always want to be applying in this direction, not up like this, okay? Then when I don't have so much onto my comb, I'm going to go in and I'm going to apply to the root area. When you're working with a real person, you never want to go any closer than about here with the color. And I'll tell you why, because we have body heat, which ends up liquefying the color a little bit, and it could bleed a little bit onto the scalp. Okay, so nobody ever gets perfect matches down here, so I always recommend that you fold once. You don't have to make a sharp crease, and then you fold again. And this is very important that you have to have that bang right on there, okay? And then you take your comb and you close in the sides so that you have a nice, neat little envelope. Then, depending on the look, you're going to come across and you're going to usually leave like about a finger's width in between each one. You can start at the bottom and work your way up, or you can start at the top and work your way down, whatever suits you best. So again, I take my nice fine slice and then I weave out of my slice, my section. I'm going to put it in. Some people like to use not foil. They like to use, this one here is called Easy Sweet Mesh. The advantage to sweet meshes is that they are reusable, so you can wash them and reuse them, so they're better for the environment. I find they absorb a lot of color though, so I find that I use more product with the sweet meshes. So again, you would do the same thing, applying your product. You can see I've gone into the bowl 3 times to get this applied on the same kind of section as I did with the other one. So that's where I find they are. You can flip these up and they'll just stick. So I guess in one way it's good, it's visible, you can kind of see when it's processing, and it takes less time because you don't have to do the full fold each time. Then the other thing that I want to show you is how to do it with a board. A lot of people like using a board to foil. I think I took all my smaller boards to school. These are more of my balayage boards, but it can also be used for foils. So again, I take my section, go across. So if you've got some clips, you've got some tin foil at home, the tin foil you have at home will not be the same tin foil as what a hairdresser uses. And if you're going to the dollar store to pick up some tin foil because you want to practice highlighting at home, you'll need a tail comb, some clips, and some cheap tin foil. Get the cheapest dollar store tin foil you can get because hairdresser's tin foil is very malleable. It's very, very soft. Again, I'm doing my weave out of my slice. Got my section. And then this is how you do it with a board. I like using a board for balayage, but I don't like using a board for foiling. So same idea, you put the board down. And you apply the color down. There, your board's done. It's just really for the very initial part. And you put your color on, making sure you touch up. And when you put the board on, the foil goes the opposite way. Like I fold mine going under, this one folds going back. And here's where the advantage is. Let's say she sneezed while you were doing her hair, and it moved a little bit on you. And when you go to put the foil in, you notice that it's come away from the root area a little bit. You can do is you can flip it over and kind of push it back up in like that. So that's why a lot of people like to fold it the other way. And again, you fold in your sides and your sides. I'm going to do one more. My regular way. Take my section. Take my slice. And I weave out of my slice. So I just want to go over this. So I put my foil down, I bring my hair down. I don't let go of this hair at all, okay? I slide my comb out, put it in my pocket or put it down. It's pretty hard to hold the comb as well. Put my product down. Now it's anchored. Come through, finish off. If the foil's a little shorter, it's okay. You can just kind of swoop that up. Come in, fill in my root area, making sure I'm not leaving a glob up there. Fold, and then fold. And this is the hard part, is folding it bang on without pulling the foil out of the hair, okay? And then fold and fold.